So hello everybody, thanks for joining me here today. Can you believe that it's another Sephora Sale video coming at you? Today is a little bit different than the ones that I typically do. When I've done Sephora Sale videos in the past, I typically just talk about my recommendations. But today I'm actually going to be sharing a couple of hauls with you. Did a little bit of retail therapy. I placed an online order. I also went into the store and purchased some things, so I'm excited to share what I bought for myself. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to run through some recommendations that I have for you. I do have a landing page that I always have ready and available to you of my Sephora recommendations. So I have a whole lot of recommendations for you that are perennial favorites of mine. I am going to focus on a few new discoveries that I just want to highlight for you, a couple of old standbys that are staples of mine. So hopefully you enjoy this video. And I do want to say real quickly that my last video, which I actually filmed at the very beginning of September, I think it was an empties video. Actually, right after I filmed that video, life definitely took an interesting turn and I have not been able to film until right now. So yeah, life got kind of stressful, a little bit interesting. So I just was not able to film, like I said, until today. Today is the first day I have been actually able to just sit down, take some time, and it's a good time actually because I do love watching Sephora Sale videos. I enjoy making these videos, and I just don't know what it is about the Sephora Sale. I mean, I know it gets way hyped, more hyped than it should, but I personally love watching Sephora Sale videos. They are sort of like ASMR for me. I love seeing what people recommend. I love seeing what they got. I like seeing them test what they got. So I don't know, I just love watching the videos. So hopefully you're interested in seeing what I got and then also my recommendations here at the end. But anyway, now that life is feeling a little bit more stabilized, I think I will be able to get back on a schedule of filming once a week or hopefully every other week, but we will see how that goes. Typically, my filming does kind of go on a little bit of a hiatus right around the holiday season, but I am going to try to keep it up so that I can get my content out for you all. But let's go ahead and start with the online order that I made, which pretty much consists of staples that I wanted to go ahead and take care of. Let's start off with the Ranavat Fortifying Hair Serum. This is their Mighty Majesty. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this in the box because I already have one going. This is my favorite hair oil. It is so beautiful. It's just perfect for my hair texture, which is quite thick, wavy, gets on the frizzy side around the front of my hair. I am on probably 5th or 6th day hair right now, so you can see that this definitely helps tame the frizzies pretty well. Like I said, it gets pretty frizzy around the front of my face, so it does a good job for that. I absolutely adore the scent of this hair oil. It smells gorgeously of jasmine sambac. It's quite strong at the beginning and then it definitely dissipates after, I would say, about 15 minutes. I love pumping a little bit extra into my hands so that I can use it as a little bit of a moisturizer after I'm done. And this has been a little bit hard to find. Pretty much all of the online stockists have this out of stock, except for at Sephora. So if you are a fan of Ranavat, at least right now, it is in stock for the sale. Great time to get this because it is quite expensive. So even though I'm, nowhere near empty on this, I decided to go ahead and get it during the sale as a backup. I also got the Mara Algae Enzyme Cleansing Oil because even though this is relatively new to me, I can't remember exactly when I purchased it, but I am almost out of it. And I am really enjoying this cleansing oil. So I decided to go ahead and pick one up because I'm about, let's see, 3/4 of the way through of the bottle that I do have in my shower. I like keeping this in the shower and I'll tell you why in a moment. But I just want to have you take note of how gorgeous this bottle is. I absolutely love what it looks like. And I really love the box. I love the interior of the box. I just think that the whole presentation of this line is absolutely stunning. And obviously I really love this as a cleanser. It is very, very similar to the Live Botanical texture of that oil. They're very, very similar in texture. The one thing I will say, and this might be a plus or a minus depending upon what you prefer, but this is unscented. I can't get any hint of any sort of fragrance in this particular cleansing oil. So if you prefer unscented facial cleansers or just skincare in general, you will enjoy this one. While the Live Botanical has a really lovely scent of lemon balm, I still love that one so much, so I kind of alternate between the two. I actually did a side-by-side comparison of the both of them last night. Like I said, they're very, very similar texture-wise. They both leave your skin feeling very plump and very moisturized. So I would say really the only difference in terms of experience is this one is unscented. I also really like using this one in the shower as a medium to shave my armpits. So my underarms are very, very sensitive, and I almost always get a little bit of a rash when I shave. So I've been using this just solely under my arms right before I shave, and so far so good in terms of it not causing any rash or irritation. So I know that's a little bit bougie, a little bit high end to use under your arms, but I have really been enjoying this and having a great success using this under my arms for shaving. So another huge plus for the Mara Algae Enzyme Cleansing Oil, kind of like a multitasker for me. I would not use this on my legs though, because then I would go through it way too fast. And I also decided to go ahead and stock up on the Say Sun Visor. This is a broad spectrum SPF 35 sunscreen. Now I went ahead and got this because as you will see in my next empties video, I went through a whole thing of this and it's empty now. So I decided to go ahead and re-up on this during the sale. And I have kind of gone back and forth on this product, but ultimately, I really do love this a lot. It is really nice under makeup. I don't necessarily like it just completely on its own because it is quite dewy, but I really do like it. And when I say makeup, I should say specifically the Jane Iredale Pure Pressed Base. So when I do want a little bit of coverage, but I'm in a hurry to get out the door, what I will do is I will use this over my moisturizer, and then I just do a quick dusting of the Jane Iredale Pure Pressed Base. And I feel like that gives me a nice subtle coverage. It's not too full coverage because I am just definitely not a full coverage type of gal when it comes to my makeup. And I think I discovered that duo, I don't know, maybe 3 to 6 months ago. I can't remember exactly, but this just imparts a really lovely glow. So if you are a glowy skin kind of a person, you would really love this on its own. And if you don't really feel like you want any makeup on top of it, this would just suffice beautifully. But yeah, I really like the combination of using this with just a little dusting of powder. It doesn't need to be the Jane Iredale, but the Jane Iredale does give you a little bit extra SPF because it has SPF 20, I think. So anyway, this is a great SPF. I really love it, so I decided to go ahead and get more of this. And then this is not a staple, but when I saw this online, I just had to grab it. This is the Giorgio Armani duo of their blushes, the Luminous Silk Glow Blush Duo. You get Euphoria and you also get Amore. I believe these came out last year during the sale, and I was so tempted to get them, but I did not, and I always kind of regretted it. I think maybe the one I was really intrigued by was Euphoria, which is this beautiful peachy pink. I think it might be getting a little bit blown out by the light here, so let me turn it off for a second. You might be able to see that a little bit closer. Such a beautiful peachy pink color. And I really, really wanted to get it last year, but I was not quick enough on the draw. So I decided to get the duo this year, and I really think it's very flattering on my skin tone. As I mentioned in a previous video, I'm trying to lean more into warmer blushes rather than just be kind of suckered into getting those really beautiful cool tone pinks, which I really love in the pan, but I just don't really think they do that much for me on my skin. So what I did was, and I'll show you in a moment the combination that I actually have on my face today. But anyway, I do really love this color. I have it higher on my cheekbones here. I think it's just imparting such a beautiful kind of highlighty peachy pink. And then the other color in this duo is Amore. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn out the light again. And I think this is kind of a neutral pink. To me, it doesn't seem to lean either too warm or too cool. I've heard some people say it's kind of a dusty pink, but I think it's a little bit brighter than that. I think to me, and against my skin, my olive tone skin, I think it's reading relatively warmish neutral. So I think this is a beautiful color. I played around with it on my skin the other day and it was very flattering. To me, it felt quite warm on my skin. I might do a get ready with me in the coming weeks so you can see it actually on my skin, but I don't want to put it on my skin right now because I have another blush that I want to show you that I might add a little bit more onto my skin, because that one I'm super excited about. But anyway, this duo is absolutely gorgeous. I'll show them to you side by side. So this one, of course, is the Euphoria, the peachy one, and this is Amore or Amore. This is the pinky one. I think the duo might actually be sold out because, of course, this was just going to be such a hot item. But I will still go ahead and, of course, link it down below, and you can do those notifications on Sephora where they will text you when something comes back into stock. And if you're interested in this duo, I definitely would do that because sometimes things do get restocked during the sale. And also if you have a local store that you like, I think you can get notified when it comes back into stock at your local store. Anyway, I'm super excited about this. I'm really, really glad that I got it. And then moving on to what I grabbed in the store. This is a staple item of mine. I went ahead and grabbed another one of the Youth to the People Adaptogen Soothe and Hydrate Activated Mist. I grabbed this because I am going through the Yena mist so quickly. I mean, I think I have about over half of a bottle left, but I mean, I'm going through that so fast, especially now that we're getting into the colder winter months. And this, as you guys know, if you frequent my channel, you know how much I love this. It is such a beautiful mist, and the mister itself is so beautifully fine, and it just feels so beautiful going onto your skin. And I love just the very, very light floral scent, which dissipates very quickly. There's some lactic acid in here. So just overall, this has been a huge favorite of mine for years now. This is probably my 4th or 5th bottle. Huge rave for that one. And then I don't think I have actually mentioned this on my channel before. I don't know why. Maybe because I've only had a couple of the minis and then I've just forgotten to put it in my empty. I just don't know why, but I do really like the SOS from Tower 28. This, I believe, only has one ingredient in it. Actually, there's 3 ingredients. There's water, I think there's sodium chloride, and then there's hypochlorous acid. And the hypochlorous acid is really good for taking down inflammation. I believe it's also really good as an antibacterial ingredient. So this is great if you have acneic skin. I will use this if I'm feeling a little bit irritated, a little bit, on the verge of blemishy. So this is great to have on hand. So I decided to go ahead and grab one of these. And then what else did I get? I went ahead and got this duo. A couple of these might seem a little bit out of character for me, but I do love, as you know, when it comes to the makeup world, or I don't know if you know this, but as many of you probably know, when it comes to makeup, I do dabble in conventional makeup. And this is a mascara that I have had in the past, the Lash Idole by Lancome. I was not super impressed by it, and I think mainly it was because it was broken. The little interior, that little thing inside I think it's called a reducer that helps wipe off the excess mascara when you take out the wand, the brush. That thing popped off, and I don't know, just the whole experience was not very good, but it gets such raves across the board, and the types of reviews that it gets is just in line with the type of mascara that I enjoy. So I decided to go ahead and get this because it has a primer and a full-size mascara. They're both full-size. I already took the wrapping out because I wanted to use this today. So they're both full-size. I think the mascara itself is $30, but you got both of them, or you get both of them for $35. Plus during the sale, I thought it was a great time because I have been wanting to give this another try. I actually have the primer and the mascara on my lashes today, and I really enjoy the effect. So I've been, believe it or not, the last tube I got of my Glossier Lash Slick has not been doing it for me. I just have not been enjoying it. I've actually been reaching for my Manasi mascara as more of my everyday mascara. And so I've been using that almost every day. And so I'm kind of looking for a different mascara as sort of my more like glam / filming mascara. And I do really like the Tower 28. I typically use that one. I also got the Amicole one, which I'm a little bit on the fence. I need to do like a mascara showdown. And anyway, I wanted to try this as a part of that project of just really trying to hone in on, you know, that glamour mascara, or for me, what I consider glamour mascara review. So I'm giving that one a good solid try. When it comes to that other blush I was telling you about, so if you frequent my channel, you know that I love the Makeup by Mario. I think it's called like Soft Sculpt Skin Enhance Bronzer. I use that one all the time. So when I found out that he also came out with blush in that same exact formula, I had to give it a try. So I got the colors Barely Blushing and Rose Crush. So I played with Barely Blushing yesterday on my skin, and interestingly enough, I know people talk about how certain colors just kind of get eaten up by their skin. Well, the Barely Blushing, which is kind of seems like a warm neutral pink, my skin just did not really seem to show up on my skin. And I don't know if that's because I'm a little bit, you know, still tanned from the summer. But yeah, it just sort of faded away, and it wasn't terrible though. I mean, because it gave me a very healthy flush, but it just seemed to not have as much of an impact as I was hoping it would. And it just, I don't want to say just, it gave me a really nice glowy, almost more like a highlight type of effect. I was kind of thinking about maybe exchanging it for the peach, but I think I'm gonna hang on to it and see what it looks like on my skin when I'm super pale come February and March. So I think I'm gonna hang on to this, but the texture is absolutely gorgeous. And I'll go ahead and swatch it on the back of my hand just so that you can see the color, but the texture is simply beautiful. And that's what that color looks like. And then this is, what did I say? Rose Crush? Rose Crush, yes. So this one is more vibrant. I do feel like it is quite warm. I do feel like it also has a little bit of that terracotta burnt, like sunburnt vibe going on. And I did bring a brush down here, and this is what I used on my skin today. And I really like it a lot. So I just used this stippling brush. This is an old one from e.l.f., I think. I don't know if you can get it anymore, but I really love the effect this has. It's not as brown as Spicy from Say, which I am going to talk about in a minute. But I really love this, and it's just super easy to use, very glowy, very flattering. I think it'd be really pretty on so many different skin tones. Yeah, so I just really love this a lot after today. Today was the first day I played with it, but I do think it is super flattering and very similar to the bronzers that he makes in this skin enhancing formula. Feels so good on the skin, just kind of melds right in, feels nourishing and not too tacky or sticky or anything, just leaves you with this beautiful feeling on your skin. And I just really love this formula. So I put this all over as a blush, and then as I mentioned, I use the Giorgio Armani Euphoria just right above it here, a little bit on the brow bone, you'll see maybe some Euphoria. So that's what I did. I decided to pick up another Merit eyeshadow because I already have one of them, which is where I do have already in my collection Mid-Century, which I'll show you in a second, which I've been loving. So I went ahead and picked up Brune. So this is the signature packaging in this lovely kind of muted blue. So Brune is a dark brown. So anyway, this is Mid-Century, this is Brune, and I really fell in love with Mid-Century. And when I got Mid-Century, I purchased the brush as well. And I did this off of the Merit website. I purchased Mid-Century and I purchased the brush. I also re-upped on the Great Skin because you guys know I absolutely love that, and I was empty on that, which you'll see in an empties video. So I did a little mini haul from the Merit website because they had this really great gift with purchase. So I got the Great Skin, I got this, and then I got the brush, and then I also got Slip from the signature lipsticks, and I definitely recommend that as well. That's actually what I have on my lips today. So anyway, I'm getting a little bit scattered here. Let's move back to what I actually purchased from Sephora. So my haul included Brune, and the reason why I got it was because I fell in love with Mid-Century. What I've been doing is I have been using the skinny part of the brush, which I have to say, huge rave for this brush. I've just been tapping it in, and then I've been going on the upper lash line, and then I take the fat end and then I just blend it out, and it just blends beautifully, lasts all day. And then I go in again, and then I go on the lower lash line. And it's kind of like a one and done, super easy eye look, very natural. Like I said, it lasts all day. I might go in with a little bit of an eyeliner if I want to just make it a little bit more defined or a little bit more dramatic, put on some mascara, and then I'm good to go. But because I fell in love with this so much, I also wanted to get a darker color. So I will show you how these compare. So that's Mid-Century, and then you can compare this with Brune, which is a lot darker. So this is Mid-Century, obviously, and this is Brune. And there it is a little bit closer up with just the natural light. Mid-Century and then Brune. You should know though that these are so tenacious that, you know, I'm really rubbing hard here, and you can still see the color there. So in order to get it off of your hand, like if you like to use your hand almost like a palette, you will need to use a makeup remover to get it off. It's almost impossible to get it off with just soap and water. So that does it for everything that I actually purchased. I will say that I have two more things that I have to pick up that I just could not resist. I do have the Sephora Favorites mini candle sampler set coming. I wasn't gonna get it, and then I delved in a little bit deeper, and there is a 3 ounce of the Boy Smells Hinoki Fantôme or Fantôme candle. I adore Hinoki, so I really wanted to get that. I also love the Maison Louis Marie Bois de Balancourt perfume. So they have that candle mini in here, 2.5 ounces. There's also a mini of the replica, the Maison Margiela replica By the Fireplace candle. And By the Fireplace candle, I believe, is one of their top sellers. And that always gets rave reviews. There is a Nest New York Madagascar vanilla candle. That one, I don't know. We'll see how that one goes. Nest is kind of hit or miss for me. I love their Birchwood Pine candle. Not sure about what the vanilla will be like. And then there's also a Voluspa Goji and Tarako orange tiny tin candle. That one's gonna be very citrusy, so that one might be a hit or miss for me. But those three with the Hinoki, the Bois de Balancourt, and then the Fireplace candle, that to me is worth the price. And in that gift set, you get a voucher that you can redeem for a full size of any one of those candles. And I know that I'm either going to love that Hinoki one or the Bois de Balancourt. So this to me is just a total no-brainer. And then I also got a mini, like the 10 ml travel size of the new fragrance from Fleur. It's called Father Figure, and it is a Lush Fig Jasmine Dew Sandalwood fragrance. And the description is rooted in lushness. It is vivid green that captures the intimate feeling of cool. It opens with notes of flesh fig and dewy cassis, then folds into notes of creamy sandalwood, orris root, and vanilla Madagascar. So that just sounds so amazing to me. So I decided to go ahead and pick up one of those. Those minis sell out really fast, so I decided to just grab it right away. And I am going over to Sephora today when I'm running some errands. Actually, right before I get my hair done today, I'm gonna go pick that up because I have it waiting at the store for me. So you guys, this has been a really long video, so I am just going to cruise through some highlights of recommendations that I have. First, I really want to let you know that I have been loving both of these creams from Alpen Beauty. This is their Plant Genius Melt Moisturizer. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about this at first, but I have already gone through one full size and one travel size. They sent me this in PR, which I was just absolutely thrilled about. Thank you so much, Alpen Beauty, because this is a huge favorite of mine. I really, really recommend this. I use this as a day cream almost every single day. And for my skin type, which is normal to dry, this is perfect for a day cream. If you lean a little bit oilier, this would be perfect as a night cream. They also sent me their Super Peptide and Ghostberry Barrier Repair Cream. This I use at nighttime. This is also beautiful. It is very thick and emollient, and I have just been loving this for nighttime. So huge rave for both of these Alpen Beauty creams. Of course, I'm going to link these down below. And as I mentioned, I do have my landing page, which has all of my Sephora recommendations. Moving on to another moisturizer, I highly recommend the Mara Universal Face Oil. This has become a big favorite of mine over these last few months. I purchased this, I can't remember when I purchased this, but I was looking for something just very simple yet elegant and very nourishing with beautiful plant oils in it, and this is what I landed on. But they do have Mara at Sephora, obviously, because I just spoke of the cleansing oil. So if you are interested in Mara, you can also get this at Sephora during the sale or anytime you want to. I did also just want to mention to you guys that I'm still absolutely in love with the Summer Friday Sheer Skin Tint. I can't remember where I've mentioned this before. I think I put it on a favorites list maybe last year of my 2022 roundup, but if I did not, you will see it in my 2023 roundup because this is fabulous. I actually have this on my skin today and it's so gorgeous and I absolutely love it. Speaking of what I have on my skin today, I did want to mention that I have the Say Super Gel Lightweight Dewy Multi-Purpose Illuminator in warm golden bronze. I have this underneath my foundation. I absolutely love this. I think it's so beautiful. You can use it, of course, on top as a highlighter, but I always love using this basically as a primer underneath my foundation or sunscreen. It's gorgeous, love it, can't recommend this highly enough. And since we're talking about Say, I still absolutely love their Dew Blushes, and Spicy has become one of my absolute favorites for the summer. I think also for the winter. I just don't think you can go wrong with this like really healthy kind of sunburn, windburn kind of skin look. I do think this is very similar to the Mario blush that I've been talking about in Rose Crush. This is a little more on that brownie terracotta kind of look, which is so gorgeous. One of my absolute favorites of the year. When it comes to the body, I want to mention real quick, I am still totally in love with the Kosas deodorant, one of my favorites. The Necessaire lotion is super beautiful, very thick, very nourishing, unscented. So for those of you who prefer unscented lotion, this is a huge winner. And then finally, I'm just gonna end on what I kind of feel like is a little bit of a sleeper over at Sephora is the Tatcha Forest Awakening Scrub. This has the most beautiful scent. I know it says it's Hinoki, but for me, it's a little bit more leaning on the green tea type of scent. It kind of smells like the Bulgari green tea perfume, for those of you who remember that. It is a little bit woodsy, but like I said, for me, It's all about green tea, and it is really, really beautiful. It lathers up beautifully, and it has just a really nice gentle scrub. So for those of you who do like a lathering scrub that just feels very luxurious, has a beautiful, beautiful scent, this might be something you want to take a look at. I also have the lotion. I do really like the lotion. I think it's really beautiful. So if you actually like this scent, and you're in love with the scent, then you might want to take a look at the lotion, because the lotion is actually pretty intensely scented with the same scent. For me, I don't really love it when my lotions are that scented. So what I typically do is I mix the Forest Awakening lotion with the Necessaire lotion, and I typically just use it on my legs. So I just wanted to give you a little information about the lotion, but I do absolutely love the Forest Awakening. And I might have said that this was gonna be the last thing I was gonna talk about, but I did just wanna mention real quickly what I do have on my face, because it is from Sephora. On my eyes, I have the Dior Quint, and this is in soft cashmere. This is such a gorgeous palette. You can see it's pretty neutral, and it leans on the cool side. I have this one all over my lid, topped with this here, and a little bit of this color on my brow bone, but it is just super flattering. So if you've been wanting to explore the Dior Quints, I think you just can't go wrong with soft cashmere. So I just wanted to let you know I have that on my eyes. And then on my lips, I do have Slip, which is a neutral, they call it a neutral warm pink. For me, I don't think it's super warm. I think it leans a little bit on the neutral side. This is actually the second time I've had it. I didn't love it when I had it the first go around. I felt like it was actually too cool for me, but this time around, I absolutely love it. I think it's a great color. I don't know what it is about, what changed my mind, but I really do like it a lot. And then lining my lips, I have the Tower 28 multi-liner in Fill Me In. And on the lips, they look really good together and they blend out really well together. So I just wanted to let you know what I have on my lips, what I have on my eyes. Obviously, I've already told you what I have on my cheeks, and I really love how the whole look came together today. So that is everything that I have purchased from the Sephora sale. Like I said, pretty decent amount of retail therapy, which I feel like I needed, because these last couple of months have been pretty intense for me. And like I mentioned, I do have those candles coming, the candle set, as well as that perfume. And then I just wanted to highlight some recommendations, but as I have mentioned, I do have a landing page where you can see a whole bunch of my recommendations. If you have any questions, please do feel free to ask me down below. I would also love to know what you guys are getting, if you're getting anything from the sale. If you're abstaining from the sale, more power to you. But if you're not, even if you're just getting a couple things, I would love to hear what you're getting. And thank you guys so much for your never-ending patience with me and my wacky schedule. I do appreciate it so much, but I do hope to get a video up for you next week, or at least hopefully in the next couple of weeks. So hope you all are enjoying the fall, and I will see you in that next one. Bye.